Let's talk about what's wrong with Roblox Trading. So recently an old item of mine went limited, and I realized I could now afford something I wanted to get back for a long time, the red ice crown. So I spent some time upgrading small items to larger items, ultimately getting ice crown about a day's time. It took me way longer than I thought. Something like this back in the day would have taken me 4 hours tops, and I ran into a lot of weird problems. So I want to talk a little bit about what I experienced, what those problems are, and why they're problems. A little bit about me. My name is Maxell. A lot of people probably know me from my Daily Dark Dominance series I did in 2019. Some of you may know me from the forums back in the day. I've done a lot of trading before the actual trade system existed. I used to make value lists. I had one of the first joint trading agreements with my good friend Lonnie. I traded all the way from essentially nothing to Dominus Imperius plus a ton of items, and I've owned pretty much everything in between. So what I want to talk about, I'll break this up into a few topics, and maybe I can expand more on them in the future. Probably the biggest one is a phenomenon I call the reliance on the abundance of information. What I mean by that is anything you want to know about an item or player account is meticulously cataloged to an extreme level. I mean, Rolimon practically knows the last time you've slept and ate. Like, what is going on there? The problem with this kind of cataloging is you become fully reliant on it. Nobody knows how to figure it out on their own anymore. You could also phrase this as being reliant on a centralized information source. And not that I'm faulting Rolimon for taking the role. If they would not have taken it, someone else would have. Ultimately, the community is responsible for relying so heavily on them. When I first started trading in 2010, there were no value lists, no secret group chats, nothing. You had, let's make a deal, and your friends on Xfire. That's it. You know, you can make a forum post saying, hey, should I trade for this item or that item? Is this person trustable? Do you think this item will raise or lower? But ultimately, you had to rely on yourself to make the right choice. The thing about that is it worked, and it worked well because you had to learn so much. You needed to figure out what kind of demand the item had, or guess, and you need to figure out what the value was, or guess. Now, you don't need to do any of that. You know, anybody can go buy 5,000 or 10,000 worth of limiteds and call themselves a trader. The thing is not everybody's cut out to be a trader. Some people are good at it, some people are bad at it. But you have Rolimon putting almost like a cover over your eyes when you're a bad trader. Oh, my item dropped 10,000. Oh, they changed my item status to questioning, whatever. It's not your fault at that point, despite, you know, not really being cut out for it. If trading isn't working out for you, then try something else. You know, if you really want that classic fedora, there's plenty of opportunity on Roblox now. On to my next topic. The second problem that I saw was people actively avoiding trading their items and sending trades in general. Sounds stupid, right? I don't know how many times I heard something like, I think my item's getting more. Let me check proofs. Or, oh, let me see how my item is doing right now. Every single time I heard that, I didn't close the deal. But I figured out what the behavior is. It's people chasing a 5,000 or 10,000 or however much value win instead of taking a 1,500 or 2,000 value win. These people will sit on the same item for weeks at a time trying to chase that elusive 10,000 value win. When I traded my Sparkle Time cheese, I asked the guy who wanted it to send me his offer. Just send me the trade. And he didn't want to because I might proof it. Like, that's just crazy. We're privately chatting on Discord, and you want my item, but you don't want to send me the trade. Totally insane. This leads into my third topic, the ABC method, or always be closing. I think a problem even worse than total reliance on Rolimon is when you hang on to your items for too long. Now, this is what worked for me personally. It's going to be different for other people. When I dedicated a large amount of time to trading, I was closing as many deals as possible. I never wanted to hang on to anything for too long. The advantage of this is it let me chase smaller wins. I would accept a 2,000 value win instead of chasing something larger, but I would accept 10 2,000 value win trades in a day. I think in general you can profit much faster like this, but I think to do it really effectively, you need a large inventory of similarly priced items. Another advantage of this actually is you don't care as much when a centralized platform like Rolimon says your item just dropped. Maybe they dropped one of your items, but they raised 2 other ones, so you broke even according to them. This actually happened to me as I was trading for the red ice crown. I traded for green queen of the night. I think I offered the guy about 40,000 for it, which he accepted. The next morning, though, I go to trade it for something else, and the person tells me that it lowered. So they don't want it because they're scared it's going to lower more. Then, later in the day after I traded it away, the same guy that I traded for it, he came up to me and he said, thank you for saving me. Thank you for offering me equal on it, because he knew it was going to lower. It was actually at that point I decided I wanted to make this video, because to me, this is all crazy. So, we have all these problems. What do we do about it? I think the most obvious solution is to stop relying so heavily on Rolimon, but for a lot of people, that's going to be a lot easier said than done. It seems like the community has kind of surrendered trading to Rolimon. I think a better solution would be to fundamentally change your approach to trading. Say if you have 50,000 in items, but that value is spread across 2 things, you're going to be accepting a lot less trades than if you had 12 items, each worth a little over 4,000. If you have more items, you have more opportunity to be closing. And if you're always closing, you have more opportunity to be making money. 20 items worth 10,000 each instead of one 200,000 item. Or 60 items worth 50,000 instead of one 3 million value item. It really is that simple. Anyway, there's a lot more I have to say about this, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Maybe I can make some more videos about trading if people like this kind of content. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for listening to me ramble about Roblox items. See ya!